Welcome to my brand new YouTube channel, Mixed Girl POV, where I share my points of view on what's good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please hit that like button. Please comment in the comment section below. And also, please share this video. Let's help grow together. I want to send a huge thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you so much to my subscribers who have been with me since I started my channel in the latter part of last year, and also to those of you who have joined the channel along the way, and to my most recent subscribers who have tuned in thanks to the awesome shout out from my conservative bro on YouTube, Just Some Brown Conservative, and to fellow conservative YouTuber Anthony Brian Logan. Thank you so much, everyone, for the love and support. I'm sending my love right back to each and every one of you. How can we change what is going on in the hood? Part 2. Let's talk. There is no one change or any number of changes that will solve these problems overnight. 1 year wouldn't be enough time, not even 10 years. What we need is a comprehensive, multi-generation long solution to help solve these problems. See, these problems have been going on for multiple generations. So it will take a lot of time and money to help begin to turn the tide. Imagine how much stronger and better our country will be if we managed to solve these problems. I believe in President Trump's vision for our country. I believe that we are a great nation, the greatest country on planet Earth. We are not a perfect country, but in my opinion, hands down, the United States of America is still the best country on earth. Though, much love to my international subscribers and viewers, much love, but I'm just saying. So what I propose is this, that we basically overlook the teens, young adults, the middle-aged adults, and the older adults that are currently living in these poor communities and pour everything, I mean everything that we have into the babies and children. If we really want to touch these communities for the better, to help bring about change, we must start with the youngest amongst them. Once someone reaches their teen years, they are pretty much set in whatever their outlook on life will be. They have basically cemented what kind of human being they want to be or that they will be. I am not saying that all hope is lost on the teens or anyone older than them. However, the babies and children are the most impressionable and are less tainted by the harsh realities of their environments. I propose that all children of preschool age must be required to enroll and participate in a public preschool program. So that way they'll have a better start when they begin their kindergarten year. It's something that we must do. I understand that some of you may be wondering, but isn't that more government? I believe that we need an out of the box idea to help address these problems. These people don't really have the money or resources to do it themselves. The ghettos, the hood, many times are located in the Democrat-run cities. Democrat leadership. These hoods and ghettos just keep on hanging on and surviving and thriving. Well, not thriving, actually the opposite of thriving, but they're still in existence. And I don't know why people keep voting the same for the same party over and over and over again when you still have the same set of problems that you've had now for multiple generations. It doesn't make any sense to me. The Democrats don't have the solutions to these problems. Many of the government programs that exist right now aren't good and they don't help. These government programs help keep the people in these cycles of poverty. It helps keep them dependent on the government. Something must change. Can't keep doing the same sorry, failing programs thinking that the outcome is going to be different because we've now had multiple generations and I'm still waiting for the change. As many of you are probably waiting too. Where's the change? The change hasn't come, and it's not coming under these programs, these government programs that are currently in existence, that in these hoods and ghettos that are located in the cities that are often run by Democrats. It is what it is. The truth hurts. But what I'm proposing is that we basically stop those programs and use taxpayer dollars to create a programs like what I'm about to share, what I'm sharing in this video. Funds would be better used focusing on the babies and children, the teens, adults, older people. They already too stuck in their ways. There's not going to be much change with them. That's just the God's honest truth. There's not going to be much change, because if there would be change, it would have already happened by now. This is, as we said, has been going on for multiple generations, and we still waiting. Anyhow, back to the preschool program. When children from poverty come into kindergarten and they don't know how to count, they don't know how to spell their name, they don't know how to write their letters, they don't know how to write their numbers, and things like that, they are starting school behind the rest of the kids. And that is what helps set them up for failure. I've seen it. I know what I'm talking about. Once those little tiny children start off behind, they are most likely never going to get caught up. So they will be behind, they will be below grade level in kindergarten. They go through kindergarten, and if they don't fail kindergarten, they'll go on to first grade, but they'll still be below grade level. And if they don't fail first grade, they will go on to second grade and be below grade level. See, it's it goes on, it carries on throughout their schooling. Very few can ever close the gap when they start off behind. Please trust me when I say these things. You may be saying, but why should taxpayers have to pay for public preschool for everybody? In a perfect world, parents would teach their children these things before they go to kindergarten. The kids would come into kindergarten already knowing how to spell their name, spell their name, write their name, how to write their letters, write their numbers, these kinds of things, how to count. In a perfect world, that's what the parents would do. And I'm sure that is what many of you have done. But we don't live in a perfect world. And there are some parents who don't do any of these things at all. And they are helping to set their children up for failure. Looking past preschool, I propose for the creation of what I would call a Strive to Achieve program. I would call it Strive to Achieve if it was me, but you can call it what you want. But I propose for all children who are elementary aged to be placed into my Strive to Achieve program, where they must maintain at least a C grade average for every school year. They must also maintain good attendance each academic school year, from elementary school to middle school to high school. So across the board, they must maintain at least a C grade average and maintain good attendance throughout their schooling. For children who start falling behind, then there will be help. There'll be tutors, there'll be after school programs, there'll be summer school free of charge to the families for any of the children who are struggling to maintain a C grade average. If a child achieves these goals throughout their elementary, middle school, and high school years, they will get to go to a public college of their choice for free. Yes, I said it. If they achieve those goals throughout all those years, they would get to go to college for free. A public institution, not private schools and things like that, but a public, like state school, for instance, something like that. If they go to college, they will still have to maintain a C grade average, and they must have good attendance each year while in college in order for them to get that year paid off for free. So freshman year, they have to maintain the C good attendance, and that year gets paid for in full. Sophomore year, same thing. So each year is a case-by-case situation if they're going to get to go to the school completely free. For students who don't want to go to a college, if they want to go to like a technical or trade school, they could attend that program for free, but still same requirements. C average, good attendance. You may be wondering who would pay for this. Well, we have lots of rich millionaires and billionaires. They they could help. These little wannabe do-gooder, wannabe celebrity types, they can drop some money into the pot. But really, it would be us. You may be saying, but wait, again, you're talking more government and things like that. Oh, I don't think I want to pay for that. Well, we're already paying for we're paying for government programs right now, whether we want to or not. We're paying for these sorry programs. So I say scrap the garbage programs that focus so much on the adults that aren't trying to do anything to better their lives. Most of them aren't. They happy just living in the hood, staying there, and all this stuff. We need to stop those sorry programs and focus on the kids. So the money we're already paying now, shift it to programs like this. That's what I would suggest. I personally would rather have my tax dollars go towards programs that can actually help these kids get on a path to success rather than to spend it on these dumb existing programs that help keep people, the adults, dependent on the government. And these programs help keep them in a perpetual cycle of poverty. A perpetual cycle of poverty. The kids didn't ask to be born into these terrible circumstances. They are innocent victims in all of this. They shouldn't pay the price for their parents' terrible decisions. The kids are innocent. I would also rather use my tax dollars towards programs like what I'm suggesting than for my money to go towards paying for these illegal immigrants who are pouring into our country right now. Like we're supposed to just take care of them and their families. Though they're coming into our country illegally, they want us to take care of them. And we are having to take care of them under Biden's administration. These people aren't getting fed for free. They aren't sleeping someplace for free. They aren't getting secretly deposited here and there around our country for free. It all costs money. And guess whose money? Ours. So that's how I look at it. The parents, the other part of my proposal, the parents of these youngsters will be required to attend parenting classes. They will have to also ensure that their children maintain good attendance in school. They will also have to ensure that their children will in fact do their homework. And they will have to place their children into tutoring, after-school programs, or summer school if there are any academic deficiencies. The parents will also need to keep the drugs and alcohol usage outside of the home. No drugs or alcohol inside the home around the children. I'm not sure if that could ever be enforced, but these children are oftentimes raised in homes with parents who abuse drugs and alcohol. And I'm not talking just illegal drugs. We could be talking about prescription drug use as well. If the children see the parents doing these things, then it helps encourage the kids to also do these things. They think, well, I guess it's okay. The people in my home are doing it. I guess I'm supposed to do it too. I understand there may be no way to enforce that, but I'm going to put it out there anyways. I really do wish no drugs, no alcohol inside the homes of these kids. I would also suggest that some kind of monetary gifts or something be given to the parent or guardian for each academic school year that their children successfully complete in the Strive to Achieve program. They could get something, after each year, after each school year, to say, as a thank you or to help keep them motivated. I know it sounds sad and you're probably like, what is she talking about? But the truth is, money talks. Money talks. And if we want to get the kids ironed out, we have to have the adults be motivated to help iron out the kids, to help get the kids on a path to success. Give them a few bucks at the end of the school year. Your child maintained a C grade average, and they attended school regularly. Here you go. If you have any other ideas, please feel free to share. But if we want to address this, we have to somehow get the adults, the ones that have kids anyways, we have to get them to want to care about their child's academic success. There's no way around it. We need some out-of-the-box kind of thinking to address this generational oppression that they themselves and the government have created. We need out-of-the-box thinking to help address the situation that is going on for the people who live in the hood. These people are still living in the hood. And in many cases, sadly, they can't get out. It would be great for there to be no more hood. We may not be able to completely get rid of all of the ghettos in our country, but if we did something along these lines, maybe we could get rid of at least most of them. At least most of them. If we got rid of most of them, man, our country would have so much more success. So much more. But we wouldn't see it overnight. We wouldn't see it in one generation. We would probably see it starting in a second generation or to third generation of these kinds of things. So we might not even be around to see the positive that could come if we would focus more on the babies and children and less on keeping the adults caught up in the cycle. I would like this program implemented for 2 whole generations. That way it gives the first group of young people a chance to grow up, go to college, get a decent paying job, get married, and have families. I would like to see, what kind of parents they become. I also would like to know how many of those young people would indeed grow up to become productive, self-sufficient, contributing members of our society. I heard a man say that once, that those are the things that determine if someone is a successful member in their local community. He argued if an adult was a productive, self-sufficient, contributing member of their society, then that's great. So I guess if someone wasn't those things, the opposite is true. The tragic reality is that many of the people living in these poorer communities of color are not those things. So here it is. There's my answer. How do we change what's going on in the hood? I know my answer was long, sorry, but there's multiple points that I needed to hit in this video. And I know it sounds crazy. You guys are probably like, oh my goodness, she's off her rocker. I'm not, but just, we need some really out of the box thinking, and it will take time and it will take money, but let's shift the money to things that will actually help make a change. We must remember that our children aren't just our future, they are our present. Right now, they are the most precious beings amongst us because in them carries the hope for change and the ability to make it happen. So let's talk. What do you think of my proposal? I know some of you may not agree with it. Maybe most of you may not agree with it, but I am curious to know what your thoughts are. Do you think my proposal could work? Why or why not? Do you have any ideas that could help strengthen this idea? Have any other thoughts that you'd like to share? Please comment down in the comment section below and I'll see you there.